Mr. Goyal, before Secretary Reynolds goes, I'm going to ask you the final question for him, and then we'll continue the discussion. I'm hearing rumors that later this year, Prime Minister Starmer might be going to India to sign a certain trade deal. Might be. Could you give me some breaking news? Otherwise, I'm in trouble. Can you please confirm, is such a visit possible? Maybe Secretary Reynolds will be coming along. When's this deal going to be signed?
You know, every time I've come to an IGF program, I've got a promotion after that. Why are you trying to demote me to the Prime Minister's scheduler?
Okay. So you're not giving anything away. Secretary Reynolds, is there a trip to India booked? Can I ask
A good piece of advice, friends, is never sign up your prime ministers to schedules without them being present to do so. But I do know that our Prime Minister Starmer and Prime Minister Modi have, I think, a really, strong rapport. And I think they've obviously...
I mean, just on a serious note, ideally, how quickly could or should such a deal be officially signed?
I think we're both working at pace. We have different processes to implement trade agreements on either side. I've joked, Piyush, to my cabinet colleagues, your whole cabinet reads the text, doesn't it, together to go through it. I've told my cabinet colleagues we might try that, see how they react to that and go through. But no, we are working at pace. And I can see, I think for both of us, it's probably my final message is to say that having built a relationship to deliver this, we would want to continue bringing you into this. And if we could continue this, Piyush, and we could bring businesses together, already so much great stuff going on, but if we could use this platform, like I said, we only cleared the way. It's business to business that is, what this is about. Yeah. But goodness me, I am genuinely excited by the opportunities.
It's a landmark deal. I want to just go back a few steps because we had to sort of jump ahead with Secretary Reynolds. To many, implementing a trade deal, it's a huge thing. So what are the top 3 priorities in the next 12 months? 2 or 3 priorities to make sure that the deal actually delivers, so actionable. How can we ensure, what are you doing to ensure this deal delivers in the next year?
I think the process in UK is slightly longer.
Yeah.
India gets the trade deals approved much faster. So I do assume that in the next few months, we may not be able to enter into force the agreement until the UK processes are complete. But this is a time for us to build business-to-business connects. This is a time for us to have people understand the nuances and benefits that this deal can offer them, the opportunities that will open up. To the extent that whenever I'm traveling now, including the flight by which I came, the Air India plane by which I landed this morning, I had at least a couple of people who came and met me and said they've come to London this morning to check out the market and see what we could do more and what kind of business partnerships we could create with the companies in UK to further mutually beneficial business. So I think a trade deal can only fructify, can only benefit both economies when the businesses of both sides start engaging with each other. The last time I was here, about 3 months ago, I'd come with a very large delegation of business persons from a variety of sectors, probably the largest business delegation ever to have come to England, to UK. They were very excited about the possibility. At that time, it was still not finalized. It was the possibility of getting finalized. But there was a lot of excitement in the room on both sides. And I think our effort over the next, say, 12 months, on the one hand would be to close the trade deal, but more importantly, have more and more British business persons and Indian people, business people get together, get to know each other, get the connects done. The India Global Forum can play an important role, as can all of you distinguished ladies and gentlemen. BBC could have also played an important role if they were willing to play a balanced, fair role.
There's no one from the BBC to answer that, but actually Nisha did work for BBC World, so I'll let her later answer that. But no, please carry on, Minister.
No, that was only because somebody had told me that you had a connect, somebody had a connect with BBC. So I think what I would encourage more and more people to do is look at the comparative advantage in doing business inter, say, UK and India. Every country in the world has some competitive advantages over the other. There would be areas in which UK would be very strong and can add huge value to the India growth story. And there will be many sectors where India can add value to the UK growth story. We have to bring these complementarities to work together, to engage with each other. We've assessed the entire trade and business climate in both countries. There's hardly anything on which we really compete. We actually complement each other. And therefore, I think it's a good marriage. It'll be long-lasting. And I see in the future the bilateral trade between the two countries doubling in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I see in the future, we already have a very balanced two-way investment. So Indian companies have invested almost as much in, or probably a tad more in UK than what the UK companies have invested in India. A free trade agreement brings stability and predictability to the relationship between two countries. That gives confidence to business persons to start investing in each other's economies. And I think this will also pave the way for greater investments in the two economies, intersay each other, add to our trade in goods and services, a sector which UK is very focused on, financial services, insurance, business services. India and UK can partner in innovation to work together to bring more resilient supply chains, working with each other, complementing each other, and adding value and profits to both countries and to the businesses of both countries.
I did joke lightheartedly about Secretary Reynolds giving you some advice about how to deal with the US, how to negotiate with the US, which I know you're doing, but US tariffs do take effect on India and other countries in July. Can you give us a sense of how talks are going with the US? Do you think an interim deal is likely before US tariffs take effect in July? How's it going negotiating with the US? What's that like?
You can imagine with such a vibrant press in India, this is a question I'm asked almost every day.
Yeah.
And for the last 6 years, working with different countries, I think my Indian press has at least now understood that they're not going to get anything.
They're not going to get anything. Not even a snippet.
But what I can say is that every negotiation stands on its own legs.
Right.
Every negotiation can only work when there's merit in a deal. It has to be a win-win for both parties. Just like in business. You strike a deal when it's a win-win for both parties. Until both get a fair, equitable, and balanced transaction, no deal can ever be successful. And we are striving to work together with many countries.
Yeah.
I am currently in negotiation with at least 9, not countries actually, more countries, but 9 negotiations. EU, a group of 27 countries.
You've been talking to the EU, I think, since 2008. Are you inching closer?
No. Since 2008, others were talking
Not
with
you,
the
but
EU.
you as a country.
I started talking with EU
Yeah.
only in 2022.
But the country was 08, I think. Is that right? Was India? Did they start talks with
They
the EU
started
in 08?
talking in 2008, maybe
Yeah.
even earlier. But,
Earlier, right.
But I don't think they were able to.
It's been a long time.
They were not able to come to that.
How's it
landing
going
zone
with the
for a
EU?
long-
How are talks going? Are you close?
All my talks with the 9 partners with whom I'm working
Yeah.
currently
Oh, good.
are going very well.
Oh, can you give us any names, other names? Who's top of the list? Who's next?
You know, when a parent has, well, I can say 9 children also, but when a parent has children,
You
They
don't
never
say your favorite one, do
differentiate.
you?
They never do that.
I don't know. I've got 3 kids, and there are days where one of them is definitely my favorite. The other two annoy the hell out of me. And in my head, I'm thinking, you're my favorite, you two are not, but I don't say it. So I think in your head, this is it. There you go.